Oldest franchises in NFL history. Both are cornerstone teams from the league's early days, and they've hated each other ever since. From George Halas and Curly Lambeau, to Brett Favre and Brian Urlacher, to Aaron Rodgers screaming, "I own you" at Soldier Field. This rivalry has spanned generations. The Bears dominated early, but Green Bay's decades of quarterback supremacy flipped the script, especially in the Favre and Rodgers eras, when the Packers won 40 of 58 meetings between 1992 and 2022. No matter their records, when these two play, it matters. It's not just about football, it's about pride. It's about Ravens versus Steelers, the most violent rivalry in the NFL. Ravens versus Steelers isn't about tradition or geography, it's about pain. Since the late 90s, these two AFC North bullies have built a rivalry on defense, disrespect, and downright brutality. The 2000s turned it into must-watch TV. You had Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and Terrell Suggs going head-to-head with Troy Polamalu, James Harrison, and Hines Ward. Every play felt like a car crash. Every hit could end a season. They've met multiple times in the playoffs, and each was an absolute slugfest. One-possession games, brawls, trash talk. The respect is real, but so is the hatred. Cowboys versus Eagles. This one's personal. Cowboys versus Eagles isn't just a divisional clash. It's a culture war. Dallas calls itself America's team. Flashy. Philadelphia, blue-collar, gritty. And they hate that slogan with a passion. These fan bases are oil and water. Cowboys fans roll deep, even into Philly. And Eagles fans greet them with batteries, snowballs, and verbal warfare. Literally. Cowboys fans have gotten jumped in the parking lot. On the field, it's had everything. Roger Staubach versus Ron Jaworski. Tony Romo versus Donovan McNabb. The Cowboys putting up 51 on the Eagles and to be posting a lot here. Cowboys versus 49ers isn't about geography. It's about dominance. Two dynasties that collided again and again. In the 1970s, the Cowboys knocked the Niners out of the playoffs back-to-back years. Then, the Niners got their revenge in 1994. Giants versus Eagles. This rivalry is pure NFC East chaos. The New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles have been beating each other up since 1933, and while the Giants dominated early, the Eagles flipped the script in the modern era. This rivalry is pure NFC East. This isn't just a rivalry. It's a war that peaked in the 2010s and hasn't cooled off since. The 49ers versus Seahawks rivalry didn't start hot. It took off when Jim Harbaugh and Pete Carroll brought their college beef from Stanford versus USC straight to the NFL. From 2011 to 2014, it was the most physical, emotional, and high-stakes feud in football. They've combined for multiple 40-plus point shootouts, blown leads, and heartbreaking finishes. The all-time series, 56-56. It doesn't get tighter than that. The most infamous game? Probably 2012, when the Falcons entered 8-0, and the 3-5 Saints Lions versus Packers. The Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers have been. That's nearly a century of history, and it's been mostly one-sided. The Packers have dominated this matchup for decades. Detroit has been their punching bag. But don't get it twisted. The rivalry is real. Why? Because these games matter to the identity of both franchises. Detroit sees Green Bay as the golden child,